What's going on, everyone? Jarithian here. This is not a clickbait video. There's no things being done for fun. So just pointing that out there that this is not a clickbait video and that you don't have to worry about that. All right, so I'm making this video because Dead by Daylight just introduced that they are doing a consultant program where basically they handpicked a few members from the community that are basically going to help with the game going forward. And there's kind of been mixed reactions about it. I fully don't understand the drama part of it. Because I think honestly, based off what I've seen, it's a pretty good idea, but some people aren't okay with it. So one of the biggest things I'm seeing is that people are concerned because of the playtime of some of the people in the program, which to me is not, it's not a valid reason. So we have this program that's coming in, and basically, from my understanding, the program is to basically help propel Dead by Daylight forward, as far as like gameplay and balancing and stuff. I think when you're doing something like this, you want different hours or different experience levels to give you feedback. I mean, you have some people that have 10,000 hours, and then the complaints are coming about the people who have like 2,000 hours or 3,000 hours. And that's not, there's nothing wrong with that. Behavior is obviously trying to get a voice from different time slots. We'll say time slots, 2 to 4,000 hour players, 4 to 6,000 hour players, 6 to 8,000 hour players. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, and I don't understand why people are complaining about that. It makes zero sense to me whatsoever. The second thing that people are talking about is that what's the point of the Fog Whisperer program? And I kind of see where that's coming from. I don't know if you guys heard my dog bark, but anyway, I kind of see where that's coming from because I don't know if there's any Fog Whisperers in the program. I haven't really seen the list, so I don't know who is officially part of this consultant program. But from my understanding, and we'll take a look at the full details on the website, but I was also like, kind of like, okay, like, isn't this something the Fog Whisperers could help with? Maybe add a few new faces to the program, because these Fog Whisperers are basically your ambassadors. They're the face of, I'm assuming, like kind of like the face of the franchise situation. And I could be totally wrong about some of these things, so feel free to call it out or comment on it. But yeah, I was a little confused too. Like I said, I don't know if there's any Fog Whisperers in the program, but it was a little confusing to get to. And so basically for the rest of the video, we're going to take a quick look at the details of the Fog Whisperer program as listed on the website. And then I seen that Hens earlier today posted a video explaining what the Dead by Daylight consultant program is all about and what it details. So we're going to kind of just do a blind reaction to that and see if maybe we can spread the word and kind of just continue to figure this out. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to just go ahead and clarify everything from the Fog Whisperer program. It's really short. It's on their website. You could just go on, you can just Google Fog Whisperer program or just go on Dead by Daylight's website and find it. So that you can go and see this yourself. So basically it says, the Fog Whisperers are partners of Dead by Daylight. The program rewards streaming and video content creators for building communities around the game. Behavior Interactive offers Fog Whisperers resources to support their Dead by Daylight content and grow within the gaming industry. This program started in February 2019 and continues to expand in numbers and perks. This year, our goal is to represent the diversity within our creator space by onboarding partners in various regions, genders, languages, cultural backgrounds, and all walks of life. We continue to invite creators to join Fog Whisperer program throughout the year. And then it lists the perks of being a Fog Whisperer. Chapter codes for their viewers, in-game currency, bonus blood points, in-play test builds, and potential information regarding upcoming content to reveal to their communities. All right, so right off the bat, we know that this is not like the consultant program. For anyone that maybe hasn't seen this or anything, there's nothing about giving feedback. There's nothing about assisting devs into the game's direction or anything like that. This is basically, and as I said earlier, this is basically, these Fog Whispers are the face of the franchise. These guys are the ones that are trying to bring people to the game, or trying to get people to continue to play the game, to grow the game, as they get those perks with the chapter codes to give out. So it's not a consultant program. And I think that's pretty much clear. I don't really think there's really much more to say on the Fog Whisper program. I think, it's pretty straightforward, because I mean, they only give you this little paragraph that was on the website that you see right now. The rest of it's just like AFQs, how to apply, what are they looking for, blah, 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 all that. And then it gives you a list of the Fog Whisper. So there's really not too many details of it. So if you're watching this and you didn't know what a Fog Whisper does or exactly what it is, there you go. Nice, simple, easy, and straightforward. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go take a look at Hens' video that he posted earlier today. I haven't watched it. Don't know. The only thing I know about this consultant program is, like I said earlier, is what I seen on Twitter. So hopefully we can go ahead and get enough information that we need to spread out to people that maybe don't understand the program and what exactly it is doing.
Dead by Daylight just went public with a private consultant program, which has a handful of experienced members of the DBD community who offer their advice on new content and balance changes to the developers. And I have been part of it for a few months now. This was kept secret until a few days ago, and in this video I want to give you a rough idea what this means, what it does not mean, and what the implications of this program are. I hope you enjoy. Let's first clear up a few misconceptions. A lot of you will probably...
Okay, so right off the bat, he even said that the program is there and designed to help with future chapters and basically the direction that the game is going in. And apparently this has been around for months. So they've been at it for a while. So it's been pretty well hidden, and whoever's in the program has been doing a pretty good job. So right away, we already know what they do compared to Fog Whispers.
We want to know what the difference between a Fog Whisperer and a consultant is.
Okay, so he's going to explain the difference.
Ambassadors of Dead by Daylight, outstanding content creators that get to be part of the anniversary live stream and showcase upcoming content on official channels. They also receive goodies for themselves and their community as a thank you for their partnership and positive input.
As we said, that the Fog Whispers are there to grow the game and to spread the word, basically, especially with like giveaways and stuff, codes for new chapters. That's a really big benefit for them and for their channels.
Influence. Consultants are hired contractors that get paid a small amount to participate in testing of future content and balance changes, and try to aid the game designers in making the best decisions possible for the game.
Okay, so they get paid. Fog Whispers do not. So that already tells you that Dead by Daylight consultants are way more hands-in, which is good, because having experienced players, and as I said earlier, not even just experienced players, having players from all different kind of playtime is really gonna hopefully help get the game balanced. It's gonna want newer players to stick with the game and continue to learn and all that, while same thing for the older players. They're going to want to continue playing the game that they spent so many hours playing.
Consultants do not have to reveal their involvement and might prefer to not get blamed for every balance decision that they had very limited control over.
So we probably won't ever know all the consultants, so it's not fully public. So I think those that have openly said, "Hey, I'm in the Dead by Daylight consultant program," you know, give them a hand. I mean, that's awesome that they were willing to go ahead and let you know, "Hey, I'm in this program. I'm part of this."
Sadly, I am not that smart, and that gets us to the next point. The consultants do not make the final decisions.
Obviously.
They only aid the game designers to make the best possible choice, who consider a bunch of factors.
It's fine.
Personally trying to help make Dead by Daylight as best as I possibly can, but that does not mean that I necessarily agree with every decision and change that ends up making it into the game. That is pretty much the same for every other consultant. We all have our own opinions. One thing I want to point out, I do not think DBD should get balanced for comp or players around that level. The base game's design is totally unrelated, and tournaments have their own balancing that have nothing to do with the main game's balance.
I'm glad to hear that coming from Hens, that the game should not be balanced around comp at all, because it shouldn't. And as you heard, he said that they have limited power. So just a reminder before we fully kick into this, don't go attacking your Dead by Daylight consultant when, yeah, they might have a really good idea. They may really agree with you, but at the end of the day, the game developers are going to do what they think is best for the game. I mean, they created the game. So I think, yeah, not everything's going to go through, but we're going into an era where we're going to have a nice balance because we're finally getting players involved in the game. And as I said before, there's nothing like this game. There's nothing like Dead by Daylight. It's unique. The devs are learning how to go about this just as much as we've learned, basically.
So if I ever talk about the balance of Dead by Daylight, I am not talking about competitive or tournaments. So with all that, what kind of impact do we actually have? From personal experience, we have very limited control on what topics are being talked about. We get asked our opinion on selected topics that the game designers are considering and want to possibly change. These topics then get discussed within the consultants group together with the responsible game designer to get a rough consensus on what impact these changes will have and if it's a positive change to the game overall.
So wait, I got to go back and probably listen to that, but did he say that the devs are going to come to them with a topic and then they'll go ahead and discuss it? So does that mean, and like I said, I could be totally overthinking this. I can go back. I'm just going to keep this recording going. But so if they have a suggestion that they want to talk about, I would imagine if they have a suggestion like, hey, can we talk about this? That they're going to go ahead and consider it. But as of right now, maybe the Dead by Daylight consultants are only going to be involved in something that the devs are like, hey, what do you think about this? Let's talk about it. Let's get some ideas on the table.
On bigger changes, we get the opportunity to playtest the upcoming content and give our opinion more detailed and talk to the game designer, which oftentimes lead to fruitful changes that do not necessarily get witnessed by the public. Now, obviously, we are...
And I know I'm stopping the video again already, but I just want to also point out this is why having important, different kind of people in the program is important, no matter playtime or whatever, because these players are the ones playtesting it. And it's nice to have different perspectives. I mean, there's a lot with Hens I don't agree with certain things. I'm just going to say that. But we have different experience. We have different playthings. I would never, ever go after him or anything like that because we experience different things. I know he's been playing a long time. I've been playing since 2017. And that's what I was trying to say is that, they're attacking one person with like 2,000 hours, compared to Hens who probably has definitely over 10,000 hours. You cannot have a person with 10,000 hours make decisions for people with 2,000 hours or 500 hours or 100 hours, because they're not on the same level. And guys like Hens and Ots and, longer players, me even, or, friends of mine that I've been playing for years, like, we've seen a lot. So we probably don't even remember what it feels like to first start playing Dead by Daylight at all. So it's nice to have a fresher mind that is closer to that just starting to play Dead by Daylight.
Not full-time employees. The scope of this is certainly limited, and the last word will always be with the game designer. Time constraints and short deadlines oftentimes do not allow the feedback to fully be implemented before they go live, but they will still be considered for the first balance patches. Patches have to be submitted early, which leads to a delay until feedback can possibly be implemented. Also, the scope of what is feasible with the development resources is sometimes limited compared to what the community would like to see, especially for reworks and balancing changes.
All right, so that's good. That's good that he mentions that, because there is so much behind the scenes that we don't know, and we don't think about that. We do not think about that. We're always like, oh, how hard is it to do this? Oh, just do this and the game will be fine or whatever. We don't know everything that entails. I know I sure as hell don't. I don't know anything about game design. I don't know what fundings and all that's like. So that's why I'm usually pretty like, okay, let them figure it out. Because we don't know. At the end of the day, you don't know. And Heads just said it right here, schedule restraints, resources, etc., time frames. Like, I think a lot of people don't think about this. So when you're looking at something, or maybe there's something in the game that you don't agree with, or that you think they should put in, just remember, they might not be able to do it. God only knows how many things they're working on. This is why when a PTB comes out, you should play it and give your feedback, because maybe now when you're playing the PTB and they do like a survey or you give feedback, maybe now these Dead by Daylight consultants can really start pushing some of that feedback.
This program is certainly a great step in the right direction to make Dead by Daylight a better game. There are currently no plans to do big expansions to the program, and every spot is already filled. So the people asking how to join have really bad news. The participants are handpicked and trusted members of the community with various backgrounds. All the consultants signed a non-disclosure agreement, which means we are not allowed to talk about anything discussed within the program, which is why I'll not be able to answer any questions about specific balancing decisions. But in my opinion, it has been going in the right direction, even though the game still has a long way to go and a lot more changes are needed. I hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time.
Okay, so now we got a better understanding. Obviously, I think there's going to be, let me get rid of this. There's going to be some changes to the program as time goes on. I'm pretty sure they're going to start figuring things out. We're in the early stages and stuff. I mean, Hens even said, obviously, I mean, we all know there's things that need to be improved. And, it's just, you got to let it run its course. I know everyone's went pretty crazy for the most part. Like I said, I don't know who's in the program fully. I've seen a couple people. But you got to give them a chance. And yes, I know there's probably a lot of people that wish they were picked. But it's happened. Just now, all we can do is support our fellow players. Maybe there's going to be a time where some of these, I think Hens said you can ask him questions. He'll see what he can do that the NDA allows him to do. Maybe they'll do even more of a Q&A, so that way maybe you guys feel more comfortable about the program. Yeah, like I said, I just wanted to make this video real quick and kind of just talk about it and actually see what everything is. But just let it run its course. Let it run its course. We shouldn't. We gotta stop. Every time something's announced, we can't make it this big thing. For the most part, it seems like there's pretty good people in the program. Um, so yeah, I mean, let me know what you guys think or feel, or maybe suggestions you want to see. Maybe we can go ahead and share the suggestions later on. I'm gonna try posting YouTube clips 2-3 times a week, depending on what I can do. Follow the socials in the description below, and I will see you guys for the next YouTube video.